Today, I made over $3 million trading. I know that sounds absolutely absurd, but that's the truth.
Yeah, that number is real. $3.1 million that he made in a 24-hour cycle. And today, I'm going to look at his recap videos and understand his risk management, his chart analysis, and his psychological review that allowed him the tools in order to make his personal best record-breaking day. Making 7 figures in a single day sounds absolutely absurd, crazy. But once you understand the framework that operates behind his decision making, it actually doesn't seem like magic. It seems like something that you and I could emulate and potentially achieve one day. So let's break it down. So I'm going to break down his own personal trade review, plus his raw, unfiltered psychology breakdown that he also posted on X afterward, to understand how he had this banger trade. We're going to dive into the market sentiment trap. We're going to talk about his inversion failure entry. We're going to talk about the winner's pyramid, the way he was able to scale into the trade. And then we're going to confront the reality of rock bottom and that terrible, terrible pain, and why we may need to experience that pain in order to become an elite trader. Ordinary traders get so locked in looking at the smaller time frame. It's the old horse blinders trick. We're just looking at the 5-minute, the 15-minute, in my case, the 1-minute and the 5-second charts. Lanto reminds us, no, you gotta stop doing that. You gotta look at the more powerful macro trend. You use the higher time frames to establish, are we going up or down, and you use those smaller time frames strictly upon entry. And smaller time frame for him is 5-minute, 15-minute. It's not even a 5-second or a 1-minute. He's really looking at that big picture. So Lanto is applying this strict top-down filter, right? He's looking at the macro timeline, and he starts noticing that the daily candles aren't really respecting those previous imbalances. They're starting to disrespect and go past certain levels that are a big red flag to him. Check out his explanation.
If you look at price today and coming into today, looking at the daily time frame, we were seeing price actually starting to violate those imbalances.
And then he noticed the daily SMT divergence. NQ was going from low to high. Meanwhile, ES, high to low. So from there, he's like, we're getting our imbalances disrespected, and we have SMT. I am hella bearish. Now I just have to wait. So our takeaway from this, you gotta use your higher time frame as absolute law. Set your bias and wait for your trade. Ordinary traders panic when they see a key level violated or a fair value get ran through. This is very critical. We're going to talk about Lanto's exact entry within this system. We see price create a fair value gap, 5-minute fair value gap. Okay. And then a bullish inversion. Well, that's not bearish at all, but he's bearish. So instead of letting that dictate how he trades, he waits for the price to confirm his bias. His patience is what pays, because eventually price runs right back through. And that failed inversion, that's his entry. It's kind of genius. It's one of those things that I can tell you, you can see it, but to have the patience to actually execute on that particular type of trade, that takes confidence in your bias, that takes patience, and that takes a lot of experience. Our takeaway can simply be, if we know our bias, we must be patient, let the trade come to us. Don't let that bullish inversion shake us out. Wait. Wait until price comes back and confirms what we believe. Most traders, they go, oh, I think price is going up to a certain target. I better load up because I'm going to do that well. Average traders do the opposite of what you are supposed to do to make money. It's ridiculous. And I've done this so many times. So if you're like me, it's okay. Just relax. There's actually a way easier and better way. Like so many other great traders, Lanto flips this go all in at the opening on its head. He just completely pivots and he always sticks to the proper risk. He says, my risk is 5%. That's what it is. And as the trade went in his favor, he added and he moved his stop loss. He maintained his risk, his rules. He didn't break his rules. He didn't allow ego to breach his confidence. Trade went in his favor, he added. He moved his stop loss. He added. He moved his stop loss, compounding these gains into what we now know is a total day of $3.1 million. In fact, in his follow-up video on X, Lanto talks about how this exact process is the same one he's been using for years.
Me making $3 million yesterday is no different to me making $2,000 in a week in 2023. Similar process. Obviously, the process is a lot more refined now. It's more profitable because I have more experience, but it's no different to how it was in terms of taking it step by step.
You do not build a career-defining day by going all in on a single trade just because you think it's going to hit. You stick to the process. So many of us believe that once you become a professional trader, that the emotions just magically go away. Bye. But that's not true at all. See, what separates the elite trader from the novice trader is the ability to take the emotions, understand the emotions, and use that information. In his follow-up video on X, Lanto strips away the glitz and glamour of being a successful trader. He says even after making $3.1 million in a single day, he's still going to feel anxiety. He's still going to feel self-doubt. He's still going to question certain aspects of his trading. But overall, he has the experience to know that these moments, they're natural, they're okay. It's okay to feel these things. It's how you deal with these emotions that separate you from an average trader to an elite trader. So stop waiting for the day for your anxiety to go away. This is the hard part, at least for me to hear, is that it's not going away. I'm always going to feel anxious. But if I take these failures as moments of learning opportunity, I can develop the tools, and you can develop tools that can actually make us stronger and develop that elite mentality that we see from Lanto and so many others out there. We're going to look for any keys, any revelations in the macro analysis that tells us I need to do XYZ. And we're going to frame our trades on that and not let the intraday noise be a problem. We're going to look at our entry models within that higher time frame bias and then wait for that entry model to confirm our bias. We don't reaffirm our bias based on the entry. We never average down. We wait for the trade to confirm our bias, and then we always respect our risk. As we build a buffer, we pyramid in, and we move our stop loss. We look at failures and those humbling moments as career-defining educational moments, information that we learn from in order to grow. Lanto didn't make $3.1 million overnight just by sheer luck. He didn't do it by going balls out and gambling on a single target. The dude had focus. The The dude understood the charts. He was paying attention. He was stalking. He was watching the macro reality and observing price action. And he used his years of controlling his emotions and understanding his own individual psychology to execute an incredible freaking trade. Incredible. It's absolutely insane. By the way, I'm Wyotrader. I'm making these videos so I can learn and become a better trader. And if you find that this may help you along your journey, even if you just get one nugget out of it, please give it a like and a subscribe and share it with people so we can grow as a community. Thank you so much for watching this video. Peace.